Hi, I'm John from John's Carnivorous Plants, and this is my indoor nursery. Today, I'm about to have the very tough discussion with you why you shouldn't grow Venus flytraps and Sarracenia indoors. And this is more or less me documenting my personal challenges and informing you, if you are a newer grower, of what you're getting into if you're going to get into this endeavor and what you're going to have to look out for. So, first off, if you've never grown a Sarracenia or Venus flytrap indoors, or at all, or outdoors, you should probably try growing one outdoors first, or, try to find uh, another plant to start with indoors, like a sundew or a pinguicula, because to be honest, they're beautiful plants, but they are much more difficult to maintain indoors vegetatively than it would be for a tropical plant. So a tropical plant like a Drosera capensis is going to be happy in most household conditions throughout the year, whereas Sarracenia or Venus flytrap is going to require a little extra, and it's just not as recommended towards somebody who's new and getting into the hobby. They also require immense amounts of light, and it can be very challenging to get a good setup and good grow lights in any kind of you know, reasonable plant display in your house, other than like a big old rack like this that you could, or a grow tent that you could realistically house it in. So, in my opinion, these big, beautiful plants, they don't fit very well on a small, narrow shelf. So, it's best if you're looking to grow a nice, big, beautiful North American pitcher plant, grow it outside where it can get nice and big, which it leads me to another part of their size. The root system will often pop out the bottom. The only reason I'm able to maintain mine for as long as I have is I looked into bonsai root pruning. Excuse me. And I've generally tried to copy that kind of thought process behind on how they go about pruning the roots to maintain the roots for the Sarracenia, particularly this Prepara that I've had for such a long time. Outside of that, they require a lot more care than what you would normally have to do outdoors. This is very, very notable because if you think about it, Mother Nature is helping you out. She's giving you all the light you need. So if you're getting direct sunlight, you're good. Outside of very northern locations, you can successfully grow them outdoors very easily year round with just, making sure you're maintaining water. And unless it's too hot or you get like cold spells that go under 25 degrees Fahrenheit, it's easy to just maintain them and you don't really have to worry too much. So, and then also Mother Nature helps provide in the form of bugs and feeding, so it makes it a lot easier for you to maintain them and make them well fed. So it's relatively simple to keep them outdoors. A lot more difficult indoors because you have to replicate Mother Nature and replicate a bunch of insects being fed into them, which, you can use fertilizers like Maxi, like I do. But it's just, you have to do a lot of trial and error first. And there's way easier plants like the sundews or even like Nepenthes ventrata or something like that that is much more suited to the indoor environment. So let's see, what was my last little note? Oh, improper watering and airflow can lead to all kinds of disease issues, which once again, something like a sundew or a pinguicula, these things are typically much more forgiving. And whenever a fungal infection happens, for example, like if a pinguicula gets hit with a fungal infection, there's usually a few day window where you can take poolings real quick and you can propagate it out real fast and still somewhat save what you have there, versus a Sarracenia or a Venus flytrap. As soon as they start rotting, that rhizome goes very quickly and it turns to mush. And even if you do catch it in time and remove a lot of that tissue, there's no guarantee that the plant is going to actually grow right for the rest of the growing season or even survive at all. So it's best just to try the normal tried and true method to grow them outdoors first. If that's not available to you because of Mother Nature, try something else like a sundew, nepenthes, or a pinguicula. And then if you have success with that, maybe try a Sarracenia. I would recommend Prepara over all of them because of its smaller size. You're able to keep lights closer to it. And there's a lot of evidence going back that people kept them in terrariums between like 1950 to 1980 very successfully indoors, which kind of blows my mind. So keeping that in mind, this one at least has a history of being kept indoors. And it would be a very good start if that you're trying to begin with the species. Then you can get a little bit more adventurous. I would say any of the smaller squatter species definitely make a better, indoor start, like Centesina or Prepara. And then you can work your way into much larger ones if you have the space and lighting to adequately provide their needs. I hope I didn't discourage you too much, but these are just all the things you need to keep in mind if you're going to attempt to grow these plants indoors. If you want a lot more of my insight and how to grow them indoors, there's going to be a link in the description to the video that is the sister video to this one where I go into that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and happy growing.